.37th parallel on America's haunted highway, it's Pixelated Paranormal, your guide to the unusual and the strange.
Hello, and welcome to the Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign. And apparently my keyboard doesn't want to type. How is everybody doing tonight? That
Terrible.
good, huh? Okay, sorry. Hi, I am Rob. I am the dungeon master of this campaign. And this week is the Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign. So we're going to be playing in the open seas of Greyhawk and the little community of Saltmarsh. And with us today is... Did we lose somebody? No?
It looks like Joe went off.
We lost.
All right.
We lost Joe.
Joe.
Or did you secretly kill him before we even started?
I'll never tell.
I'll never tell. So I guess we'll start out with Preston.
What's up, all you cool ghosts and goblins, you crocodoons, crocodingos, you skeletors and skelets, witcher and witches, and whatever else you want to be? We have another player joining us on this campaign. Booyah!
All right, and speaking of the other player, it's Jordan from the other campaign.
Hello, everybody. I play Sifandrius in the other campaign, unless there's a different other campaign. And in this game, I'm going to play Bubbo Strigidae, an Owlin Ranger.
Another name that I will butcher every time that it pops up.
Yeah! No, Bubbo's easy.
Bubbo?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have Sean playing Krathi.
Yes. Sean playing Krathi is sick and feels
Again?
terrible.
What is up with you? You have the
I'm
immune system
dying.
of a goat. And I don't know if that's true or not. Goats probably have a pretty good immune system.
Yeah. I think goats probably have a better immune system.
I'm like 40% here, but I showed up.
All right. And then we also have Joe.
Hello, everybody. It's me. I am Joe. I will be playing the role of Elias Blackwood, occult detective.
All right. And we also have Kiz.
Hi, my name's Kiz. I play Nora Vale, a gunless gunslinger.
You're getting ever closer to that gun.
One day.
And I have not heard from Chris. So I don't know if she will join later on, hopefully. Or at least we know something. But as of right now, she's not here. So, but we're going to go on anyway. So when we last left off, you guys had investigated further the haunted mansion and the caves underneath, and ran into a group of smugglers, and you took their leader hostage and let another one go. And you returned back to town and turned him in to the crown. Elander, I think is his name. And then you guys all kind of went your separate ways for that evening after you turned him in. So that's where we left off last week, or 2 weeks ago. And so we're going to pick up immediately after you dropped this guy off. Was anybody going to do anything as you got back to town that evening?
I need a nap.
All right. Dying's hard, right, Joe?
It's only twice.
It's only been 2 sessions.
Twice so far.
Twice so far. So yeah. Um So anyway, there's what about you, Karathi? What are you doing in the evening? Are you going to bed?
Yeah, after dropping off the guy at like the guard tower, I would go back. Well, see what Tack's doing and offer to go back to the snapping line.
Yeah, I'd probably go back to the tavern and see if anybody needed any healing or, do my druid shit.
All right. Nora, are you going to go back to your home
Yeah,
to rest up?
I need a rest real bad.
Okay. So yeah. Um, so Karathi, when you turn back into the snapping line, you see Hannah. She sees you when she comes in, and she brings you a claw wine and sets it down in front of you. And she goes, "This one's on the house. What have you been up today, good sir?"
I bring you a wine of my own. And I set down the keg of wine that I took.
she kind of looks over it and she raises an eye. She goes, that's marked with the crown. It's a crown symbol that belongs to them."
Well, we rescued it from the old haunted house, so they probably wrote it off long ago.
So Delvin wasn't kidding when when he said that you guys went up there.
Oh, why would he lie? He challenged me. I had to go.
Hmm.
He has to eat his hat.
There, was there any unforeseen circumstances while there?
Oh, just the occasional ghosts and goblins.
So
Nothing old Karathi couldn't handle.
she raises her eyebrows in surprise and she's like, "Were there actually ghosts there? I always thought those were just wise tales."
Well, it seemed to be more of the skeleton type. But
She looks over at Tack and she goes, "Is this true, old man?"
Well, there was a talking skeleton there. There were some bugs. Our companions fell through the roof a couple times. But yeah, that was about it.
Interesting.
beginning
Somebody
of
said
some pirate gang as well that we quelled.
pirate gangs. She
Yes,
goes, I'd heard rumors that you had brought somebody back to the tower. She says, she kind of looks around and she's like, who were they? Do you know them? Are they friends?
I didn't recognize them if I remember correctly, but they said they wouldn't go to this town anymore.
She looks back over at the ale in the keg and she looks back at you. She goes, "Are they smugglers?"
That's what I believe.
And
But
she says,
again, we got rid of them, so hopefully they'll be gone.
The one young lad that didn't die threw down his sword, said he'd never smuggle again, and if he did, we'd take his head. So I don't think you have to worry, lass.
she says, "I'm not so worried about them as much as well," she says, smuggling's almost a victimless crime as long as it's not people. And you aren't going soft on me here turning things over to the crown, are you?
Well, I didn't turn this over, did I? And I pat the cask of brandy. Just the one man who surrendered.
And she kind of looks at you again and she's like,
appearances.
uh, so, well, it's good that you, I guess, found this brandy. And she's like, All right. Well, the claw wine's on me tonight, and can I get you guys anything to eat or drink besides the claw wine?
I'll take a bowl of soup if you have one.
One bowl of soup coming up for you,
Make,
Tack.
make it 3, and I'll pay for it.
She's like, clinkety clink. And yeah, she brings you your food. Um, how long do you guys stay around?
Is there anybody that's asking for healing or anything?
No, it's a pretty quiet night.
Well, I'm probably gonna finish my soup and then go back to my little hut thing behind and go to sleep.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'd finish my 2 bowls, and then talk with Tack or Hannah or whoever for a little bit, and then go to my room upstairs that I have permanently rented
Right.
for her bodyguard services.
Gotcha. All right. So the next morning, Elias, where are you staying? Do you have a little house? And everybody gets a long rest as well. So
Okay, good. I assumed that my father
had this little house here.
Had
Did you
his
find
little
your little house?
I did up in this little. I'm claiming this.
You're like,
this
I claim
area.
this house.
It's kind of back in an alley.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm assuming that he was not a very successful merchant, but being a merchant, he had a place to live. So
Yeah. Does Nora live with you, or does she have her own place?
I think she had her own place.
All right.
Right.
I would not have my own place. I would have lived with you, I think.
Oh, okay. I mean, I have no parents left, so there's plenty of room.
Yeah, I figured.
I have no parents left.
Sad.
All right. So, there's a knock at your door in the morning.
Oh, wake up feeling right as rain. Yeah, let's put on my coat, put my hands in my pockets, and feel the mysterious hole, and have no
Oh.
coins. And
Hold on a second. Did you guys divvy up the oilskin
that's
coat?
what we
Because
need
it
to
was
do.
fine.
I was gonna find them all today in the morning.
You guys could divvy up if you were going to get the oilskin coat. If they were going to give it to you, then you
No,
would
we can
probably
wait on
got
that.
that last. Huh?
We can wait on that.
Okay. So yeah, there's a knock at the door, and
I'll open it.
all right.
I'll-
There's a town kind of courier. And he's like, Elias Blackwood, please.
Uh, that's me. You found me.
It wasn't very hard. People told me where to find you.
I also have a sign on my front door that has my name,
Oh,
Elias Blackwood Detective Agency.
Detective Agency. You're a detective.
I try to be
What's the last thing you found?
a ghost.
What? this we're gonna say he's a spindly little youth, and his eyes get wide, and he's like, "Oh my, where did you find such a creature?
Oh,
Ooh, I've heard ghost tales."
yes, you know the spooky haunted house up the ways that everyone tells everyone to stay clear from?
Yeah, I went up there with my boys, and they all ran. We ran when we seen giant badger come out of a hole.
Oh, well,
That was the scariest thing we seen, but that was just outside the house.
me and my agency, we found no such badges, but we did investigate the house. And it was indeed haunted with skeletons and pirates.
Skeletons? I don't believe you, but you tell your tales, little funny man. I'm here to tell you that the town council wishes to meet with you and your friends that investigated this haunted house last night and brought back a prisoner.
No, well,
Edda asked for you personally.
Well, I feel that I guess I must do this. Thank you, sir. I'll reach into my pocket to see if I have like a copper piece to tip him, but I don't have anything, so I'll just give him a firm handshake.
Oh, thank you, I guess. And he walks away and kind of kicks dirt.
Nora.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nora, I believe we have been summoned to the council.
Wow, yippee. That sounds like we're not in trouble at all.
Well, we should probably gather the others that were with us. Do you know where the big fellow and the turtle man stay?
I don't know where Mushroom Man does at all, but I'm pretty sure the big fella sleeps at the tavern.
It's where we found him last time, I suppose. Well, get ready.
All
We
right.
should head out.
All
Yeah.
right.
Do right across the street.
All right. Yeah, you find Krathi, and through him you're able to find Tack. Uh, Garbanzo doesn't seem to be anywhere around. Um, and yeah, so they you tell them about the message that you received.
I think first things first, I'll walk in and I'll be like, Arathi,
Right?
do you still have all of the evidence we found from last night?
I don't know what you mean.
Um, who was carrying that? Was Tack perhaps the one who was watching our newly acquired possessions?
Tack had the magic bag.
Do you know? Is he here?
I assume so.
Well, we should gather him. Tack! I just scream in the middle of the room.
I'll go outside and go to his little hut.
Tack, you hear Krathi coming near your hut. There's no his stomps anywhere.
Hey, Tack.
Preston.
He's
Yeah.
role playing as.
Yeah, I'm sleeping.
Oh.
I'll push his little door flap open and walk in there. And shove him with my foot a little bit in his little shell so he rolls around.
What, Why, hello! Krathi, lad, where am I?
You're in your little hovel.
Oh,
It is past the morning hours. Figured you wanted to wake up.
yes, what do we...
Little the Elias Blackface or whatever is outside.
Who?
Elias Blackface.
I don't remember his name. He's all full of himself, that one.
I don't think I know an Elias Blackface, lad.
Well, I'll give you a moment to get out of your shell.
Real quick, I don't know, Joe. You might want to get with your wife there and show her how to do a long rest in D&D Beyond because she doesn't
That's
have
what I
full
was
hit.
just doing.
Already did.
All right. Oh, I just seen it change right in front of me. Okay. Cool.
Say, lad, who is this Elias Blackface fellow?
That's probably not his name. I don't remember. It was Blackstone, I don't. I'll walk outside. What's your name? I knew it was Elias.
Me?
Yeah,
Well, I'm Elias Blackwood, occult detective.
Blackwood. Like a burnt tree. Okay.
And we're going to continue just to sit there and talk to Krathi like he's in the hut with me while I'm gathering my things, not paying attention to the fact that he left.
And I walk back in and just interrupt his mid-mumbling.
Hmm.
Blackwood. What's his name?
No, doesn't sound familiar, lad.
Maybe when you see him, it'll jog your memory.
Yes. All right, well.
He wants to see the magic bag.
Okay.
There are some things in there that we need to get out first.
I'll follow you outside.
Deck.
Tack.
Yes. Who are you, lad?
Well, I'm Elias Blackwood, occult detective. We recently went on a mission together to the fairy house.
Oh,
Yonder.
right. The fellow that kept touching the dead bodies.
Yeah, the not the smart one.
Say, did you ever get your gold?
No, in fact, I have employees that I need to pay, so I came to you because I believe we need to pay the piper, as it were.
I proceed to rummage through the bag. I don't remember what I had in the bag. Did I have a dagger? Did we find a dagger?
Dagger dipped in green slime.
Oh.
That was yours for your experiment.
Oh, I'll go set that back in my hut real quick. I had did I have a tattered robe?
I believe Garbanzo had that.
Okay. What else
Yeah,
did I?
that's right.
What else did I have in there?
It's in the party inventory in the Discord.
Oh my gosh. Let me go over there. Hold on, lad. Let me dig through my bag. Magic stone from the alchemist. I'm keeping that. Magical skeleton book, spell book. Ooh, I'm keeping that. The mariner armor scale mail. I throw that at Krathi.
Yeah.
Book Ye Secret of Ye Philosophers. I'll throw that at Elias. Gold.
I was going to ask for it.
Gold stone, gold apple, gold rose. I'll throw the gold apple at him, and I'm really sticking my hand down in there like I'm really rummaging around. I hear some clinking of some blue quartz. A doll with jade eyes. Oh, I'll keep that. Let's see. Bolt of silk. Ugh, get out of here with that. So I start pulling those out. I asked, Krathi, lad, can you help me pull these bolts of silk from the bag?
Yeah, I can pull them out. It would be in the book. It wouldn't be in the bag. It's too big to fit.
Oh, yeah. Oilskin coat. Ooh, I'll pull that out. I'll hand that to you. Bullseye lantern, here you go. 12 candles. I don't know what the fuck those are doing in my bag of holding. Flint and steel, don't need any of that. Dancing lights, no, we'll keep those.
Dancing lights is spell. It's a
Oh.
spell scroll,
Oh.
I think.
Yeah.
That's part of the spell book. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well. Was that everything, lad?
Should we set anything aside for Nora or Bonzo?
Who are they?
I thought Nora had followed me. She's
I'll
my
stand
employee.
behind him with my hands out, like grabby hands.
Oh, yes.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, yes, dear. What were you looking for?
Money.
Did I give a lot?
Money adjacent.
Did I give Elias a gold rose?
I would like that.
I think I got the gold apple, but I'll just give that directly to Nora for payment.
Oh, I'll go ahead and give her the gold rose.
Nice. I forgot how much. Does it tell you how much the gold rolls was worth?
5 gold pieces.
Okay.
Weirder Santa
Gold
Claus?
apple, I meant to say.
Also 5.
And it said, I guess somebody put Elias's name next to the stone worth 50 gold pieces.
I think he had that stone. He had that stone.
Well, okay. Well, I'll
He
take it out.
found that stone.
I'll take it out and throw it at him just to be on the safe side.
What stone?
I don't know. It just says stone.
It was a stone that you found on the alchemist's body.
Oh, that's-
And,
it doesn't have anyone's name next to it. The magic stone from the alchemist skeleton.
Oh.
They're keeping that.
I thought they. Hold up. Let me see.
I think what I had found was the quartz.
Oh, the 2 blue
Oh,
quartz
okay.
gems.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But those can be in, party loot.
Okay.
Sold
Well,
and divvied up or whatever.
close my bag and tap it.
Yeah, I think we can keep some things aside for Bonzo whenever they show up. They're kind of I think they're owed whenever they show back up. Additionally, now that I have the 4 of you here, we have been summoned to a council. First, my poor memory, but I believe it was the town leaders, and I'm blanking on their names. But they want to talk.
Edda was the one that specifically called
Edda.
you.
Edda. He wants to speak to all of us about our findings of the haunted house.
Lead the way.
All right, so if you look at the map at building 14 here,
Next door.
you guys see a large brick building. This contains the offices of the town council and chambers where they meet to discuss the town business. The hall is built from sturdy stone from the nearby cliffs and a variety of hardwood from the nearby Hull marshes. A wooden sign depicting a net filled with fish hangs above the double doors leading into the hall. A small tower rises from the building, housing a horn on the top, which is blown to announce the beginning of a council session or other significant events. However, they did not call you by the horn. This is kind of a secret meeting, so to speak. There's a sturdy, weather-beaten platform and gallows in front of the hall for use in the event of executions. Such punishments are usually rare, but when they do occur, they draw a large crowd. Sometimes there's, maybe in any given, so maybe once or twice a year there will be a public execution of some bandits or ne'er-do-wells. When you walk in, you see a woman waiting for you, and hopefully this works. Bam! You see this woman? Can you see that picture?
Aha.
Oh,
Was it Ada?
Edda, that is Edda, and she sees you should come in, and she kind of gives you a shrewd look. She's known to have a very gruff exterior, but she's she's the longest member of the town council, and she's the current senior member. She's been elected to this job 3 times. Yeah, and so when she sees you come in, she goes, "We've been waiting all morning for you." That's not a good voice for her, but we're gonna go with it. "We've been waiting all morning for you. Glad you finally made it. If you please step in here, we'd like to discuss things with you."
Sure.
All right. And as you walk in, you're going to see. Oh man. Oh no. Hold on. You see another dapper-looking gentleman. Why did this not do what I wanted it to do? All right, we may not show pictures of everybody right now. There's a dapper gentleman you know as Jelen. Primwater. Primewater. He is known for having a lot of Primewater. He's a well-spoken, dapper older gentleman with a trimmed beard and neat wardrobe. He's known for having a lot of parties and also kind of known to be a little on the shady side, but anytime that it seems like he's about to go down for something, he seems to throw a celebration. And in the town, and most people seem to forget about it. Um, and then two others. Eliander Fireborn is who you brought the prisoner to last night. Big burly man, gladiator, missing a right foot. He claims that it was an owlbear that bit his foot off or his leg off, and now he has a wooden leg. And then a redheaded female dwarf with her hair in braids, and she's runs the mining outfit. These two kind of are the town council's members that are for the crown, and so they're known as the loyalists. And then there's also two other, one young man. His mother had a shipping fleet, but she just recently died, and he's the youngest person ever elected to the council. He took his mother's place. Most people do not take Anders very seriously so far because he's so inexperienced, but him having the shipping fleet has got him on here. But also uh, his basically his butler is also on the town council, who was his mother's kind of protege to take over to kind of run the business until her son gets more uh, more experience. His name is Skirin, and he's very very tall, lean man with short silver hair. And they all look at you as you come in, and please, Jellin stands up and he goes, "Please, gentlemen, sit down so that we may have a discussion." And he points you guys to a table. You guys going to stay seated? What's going on?
I'll
Okay.
take a seat. Yeah.
The town council has come to an agreement that, well, we want to pay you for your good work of finding the smuggling that was going on up at the town, up at the haunted mansion. That's dreadful business up there, and I, for one, do not respect such cretins being so close to our town. We're willing to offer you 200 gold pieces. And he
Wow.
throws a bag of gold up on the table. And he like looks around and he says, also, we kind of had the man interrogated this morning, and he says that every few weeks, the ship will return, and they would turn over smuggled goods to them. And it's going to be a few weeks before they get back, according to him. And he gave us some indications about the the tides and the moons, and so that's how we decided. That's when he told us they would be returning. And he says, he's like, we did verify his information for what we know, so we think that they will be back here in a few weeks. And we're hoping that you all might be interested in getting aboard this ship and getting rid of all this dreadful business going on there.
A ship.
A ship.
Paid for this as well.
Yes, you will be. Give me a minute here and let me look at the notes here as we discuss how much we are offering. Um, 400 gold pieces. If you just bring the ship back, or just getting rid of the threat.
You do not care what happens to the people aboard the ship?
If you can bring them in alive, that is okay. But if you cannot, things happen.
I
We
mean,
would not mourn for them.
if there's like, I'm gonna spitball here. Let's say there's like 8 pirates. We accidentally kill 3, 4. I mean, do you need them all alive?
No.
No,
Okay.
we don't really need any of them alive. Truth be told. Maybe they're in line. Maybe they're in league with the Sea Princess. He claims they are not, but he did tell us that they they do like to smuggle goods. So probably, maybe not the Sea Princess. Maybe just a group of pirate smugglers to make some money by taking stuff back to wherever. He says he doesn't know them personally. He just brings them stuff and they pay him. And it's been a good racket.
Does he
Up
know
until
how
he just
many are usually aboard the ship?
he's like he knows that there's 4 men on the main crew, but they have workers as well that he's not sure. They seem to cycle in and out. But he does know that the captain is Bloody Bjorn. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. That's wrong. Captain Sigurd Snake Eyes.
Is that name at all familiar?
Yeah, give me a history roll.
10.
Not really like super familiar to you. You've heard the name. He is a low-level pirate. You've heard of that. He's just kind of like a low-level smuggler, and
No
you
one
haven't really
important.
ran into him before. But
I once
you've
had a
known
cousin with snake eyes, and it was a really bad fungal infection. It took weeks to clear it up.
Oh,
I assume he has a gambling addiction. Is where he gets this name.
possibly. But that will be a few weeks away. So he did tell us that oh, I'm sorry. He did tell us that he used a bullseye lantern on the second floor of the house to uh motion for the ship to send the boat ashore to collect goods. He also told me there was some brandy and a lot of silk and stuff that he had stolen that he says you all might return to the crown.
If my memory serves me correctly, our friend over there, Emily, Blackjack, Elja, whatever that guy, he has a lantern, and if memory serves, Krathi and I remember vaguely finding some silk this morning and maybe 4 caskets of brandy.
Elianter kind of speaks
The
up.
fighting was a little rough, and most of the brandy was destroyed. It was a sad loss.
He's like, Ilander kind of looks over at you guys, and he's like, he's part of the crown. And he says, So you do have the silk. If you know, he goes, about the brandy, I just want to make it very clear. If you try to sell that stuff with the Keelan stamp on it, there won't be a man to buy it around here. I've had good dealings with you, Krathi, so hopefully you're telling me the truth about the
Yes.
brandy.
Is there a finder's reward? We did rescue it after all. Maybe give me a barrel for the good old times.
He like looks around. Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh boy.
I'll give you advantage because you did bring him a prisoner.
12.
Okay. He's like, I'm sure we can let one of the brandies go. I mean, since 5 of them did get destroyed. He kind of winks at you a little bit.
Oh,
As long as the silk is returned.
that's fine with me.
He's like, okay.
I can
Pretty
bring
sure
it by
that-
after the meeting.
I'm pretty sure the silk is like right by Tax Hut anyway. I don't think anybody had interest in it.
Well, it was big old rugs, rug sized things of silk. So
Yeah, I'll bring it by after the meeting.
Excellent.
What do you want us to do in the meantime while we wait for these 2 weeks?
Edda speaks up and she says, "Well, I do have a request. I do have a request. Hold on, I done lost her voice. Hold on, back up here.
After me, Lucky Charms.
Yeah, I do have a request. We were supposed to have some logs brought in from a logging camp nearby. And the wood was supposed to arrive 2 days ago, and it is yet to arrive. I was wondering if you would head out that way and investigate what has happened to our logs. I'm, of course, willing to pay you. The town fund is willing to give you 4 healing potions." He looks at Elias. She looks at Elias and sees the bruises and the bruising. I think they would be quite beneficial to you. Also, 100 gold pieces each.
Hmm.
That's cute.
I don't. We just be known. We don't know what's going on there. It could be bandits. It could be just a broken wheel on the wagon that would bring them the logs in to repair the warehouse. We don't know what we're going to walk into there, so I'm hoping that you guys would go investigate it.
Well, that sounds much more up my alley.
What town
I
is it?
can't resist a good
Burloo?
mystery.
Is it the town of Burley? Up
It's close to the Dreadwoods. It's a new logging camp. They seem to have found an area that they could get a lot more wood from. Yeah. So if you head up towards that way, and she kind of marks it on the map, and it's probably about a half a day's ride from here. We would send somebody there, but we've had a lot of going on here, and the crown has, and she kind of looks over at Eleander, hasn't been so perceptive to go there since the dwarves need all the help they can get at the mine right now, and all the guarding, since they think that they found another vein of silver. And you see the red-headed dwarf woman look at her and says, "Ada, this isn't right, you know. We do our things here. We can all work together." And she seems kind of annoyed at Edda. But if they're willing to go out there, then let them go out there. And she's like, "All right, Marinette."
I'm certainly willing.
Is the payment adequate? Gellin speaks up.
Seems fair to me.
Yes, fine.
I think it's more than adequate. I can't thank you enough. I'd be able to make rent this month.
I can work with it.
Anders kind of sits there and he just he looks like he's taking it all in. He's like listening to people talk back and forth. And Kieran just seems like he's kind of staring at you guys. Not really harshly, but like very inquisitively. Just to see how you guys tick. And they don't speak much. All right. So, yeah. Anytime that you're ready to head out would be great for us.
No, I suppose now's better than ever.
Yep. I feel rested and ready to go.
Emilio,
We need all the information that you need for the last you heard of the caravan.
Yeah, they just marked it on a map for you, and they send you on your way. So you guys heading out?
I'll bring the boat with all of the silk and 4 casks of brandy back to them after the meeting.
Okay.
Just be scary to them. You figure it out.
All right. Jordan.
Yes.
All right. So you're just kind of out walking the road, doing your little rangerly duties. You kind of stand out like a sore thumb here. You're the only owlin. And you're just kind of walking the trail. You're kind of you're kind of coming from like you kind of do like a path between Burl and Burle. How did you pronounce it, Sean? How did you pronounce it? Oh, I was pronouncing it Burl, but
It looked like Burley to me.
Burley. It could be Burley. You kind of been walking a path between Burley and nearby Saltmarsh, and you see some gentlemen walking the road. You guys look up and Jordan, explain what they see.
Well, what they see is very similar to my profile picture. It is an owlin wearing light leather armor. Owl is very, very similar to... shoot, I'm trying to see what kind of owl it was. Hold on just a second. Well, regardless, very similar to a horned eagle owl, at least in the top portion. Its face, yellow eyes. I am probably walking the path with a quarterstaff and a shield in hand, unless if it's daytime. If it's nighttime, then I'll probably have a lantern out. If I'm walking that path, it's daytime, right?
Yeah, it's daytime.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll just be walking down the path with wings tucked back, quarterstaff in hand, shield in other hand, finishing my patrol, I imagine.
All right. You see these people approaching. What are you guys doing when you see this owl ranger walking this path?
Have we ever seen him before? Like, do we know that he has a path trail?
You've probably seen him. You've probably seen him occasionally.
I'll ask Tack to question him, see if he knows anything about the missing wood shipment. You're the charismatic one.
Yes, good day, owl person. The good townsfolk is if Krathi, what are we doing here again?
whisper in his turtle ear, try to find why the wood shipment has been delayed.
Oh, yes, bird person. Well, the townsfolk are missing some shipments of wood, and they sent us fine adventurers out here to see if we could solve the mystery. Have by chance seen anything on your wanderings?
Well, no, I haven't heard or seen anything of the sort. I travel this path daily and haven't heard any news of this. What are you referring to?
Emilio, you were in the meeting. What was the town guy asking us?
A shipment of wood gone missing. They suspect foul play.
Was the shipment supposed to be over land? Over the
Yes.
water?
A new logging camp set up by the Dreadwood. So it would be by land.
No, I haven't heard anything about it, but
Maybe by
I'll
land,
happily investigate. Is there anything else you know that might help me ask more poignant questions?
Well, we know its last known location.
Where did you say that was?
Oh, I
Off
have
the
it
map.
here on my map.
You know it as you look at the map. It's the Burlow logging camp.
Oh, so it disappeared from the Burlow logging camp?
Appears
It didn't make
to-
it very far.
No, if it came straight from the logging camp, something must have apprehended it either immediately or I don't know.
Are there people missing from a caravan as well? Or just the lumber?
Caravan never arrived.
So I would assume the riders and the guards.
It's been missing for 2 days, so relatively recent.
Would it have traveled down this road? Sorry, that's more of a for Rob question. I assume my character might know.
So if so there is a it would have probably traveled halfway down this road. There is another path. Let me bring up this map here.
Basically, at this point, I don't know what kind of useful information I can give them, if any. But if there's any you want to tell me to give them, Rob, then I'm happy to give them that.
Okay. So is the map loaded up for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Saltmarsh is right down around in here. And so this road that can I draw a brush? Okay, let me see here. So this road here goes from Saltmarsh. That did not work. That did not work at all. Oh shit! What happened? Okay. So that's not where Saltmarsh is. Hold on. Let me figure out where Saltmarsh is first. Yeah, that is actually pretty close to where Saltmarsh is. Okay. So this road here kind of travels around, and then there's this little point right here where the road splits off, and the camp is down this road.
Gotcha. And where are you saying my
And
role is?
Burl is right there. Yep, that's it.
Gotcha. And where are you saying my patrol route would be? Would that be between Burl and... yeah, okay. Gotcha. So
Burl and
half of it.
Saltmarsh. Well, actually, you would probably go to Burl, Saltmarsh, and I actually been to Burlow camp. You kind of walk this trail occasionally. You kind of scout, probably.
Was there anything that I've heard of or seen that I can pass on to them about this shipment? Or is the trail seemed relatively undisturbed?
You have not seen any carts along this along the path up to at least here. So,
I
but you
patrol
have
these
not been.
routes
You haven't been
regularly
up there.
and haven't
So,
seen any... Oh, go ahead.
Like so basically normally you would come down towards Saltmarsh and you got here, you'd go back up to the camp, which is probably around in here, the lumber camp, and then you would go back to Burl and rest for a week and then kind of keep doing these patrols. And
Gotcha.
if you ever ran into anything, you'd probably go to a watchtower that's right here, and
Gotcha.
and another watchtower that's a little closer by, like maybe here.
Gotcha.
So you have like points of interest along this route.
I patrol the road between Saltmarsh and Burl regularly, and occasionally make my way to the logging camp as well. I haven't heard or seen anything, but maybe someone at one of the watch posts have seen them. There's one near the crossroads and another near the logging camp. We may be able to go ask for any information they might have. I can show you where they are if you want to follow me. It's right this way, lizard person.
That would be appreciated.
Yeah, if you stick around and help us to find town people of Saltmarsh, might pay you as well. I believe 200 gold, something like that.
Well, I'm not particularly worried about pay. I just want to make sure that there's no trouble on the roadways.
I see. Well, I'd at least appreciate your company along the way.
Very well. Well, follow me. I'll show you where the watchtowers are.
I appreciate. Sorry, I've heard of an Alan. What's your name?
Oh, excuse me. Well, that was a bit rude of me. My name, I forgot it for a moment. Let me look it up. I come from the family Strigidae, and my name is Bubbo, but you can call me Strix.
Interesting. I am Elias Blackwood, head agent of the Blackwood Detective Agency. I know I haven't been doing much talking, but I suppose I'll give some introductions. This young lady behind me is Nora Vale, my employee and bodyguard. The large fellow who spoke with a little bit of broken common is Krathi, and the Tortle is we call him Tack.
Excuse me.
Hardest
What, Emilio?
Tack. Just giving introductions.
Judging by Tack's sense of awareness, I feel like I misstepped a little. He called me Birdman, and that irritated me. Maybe it was unfair of me to call him Lizard Man. I apologize, Tack.
I'll whisper loudly, he's very old.
I don't even think he noticed.
But Tech didn't hear.
We have another who sometimes follows us around. They're of sneaky sort. Don't be alarmed if you see a lone goblin who may or may not show up. They're mysterious like that. They call themselves Garbanzo, but I find that quite rude, so we've kind of taken to the nickname of Bonzo. I don't see them right now, but they might show up.
Well, if I spot them, I'll let you know. Well, this way.
Yes, I'll follow you.
All right, so I love how they put things in leagues. Like I understand how long a league is. So it's 700 or 750 yards, 7,500 yards. So I'm not metric. So let me see how big that is. Somebody put that into a metric.
Is it a nautical league or it's not?
A league is about.
Well, no, it's so the subhexes are 7,500 yards. So that's approximately 3 times that. So that's like 21,000 feet.
What a
maybe.
wild mix! They're giving you measurements in leagues. The hexes are in yards, and the topographical map is almost certainly. Well,
Feet.
maybe it's in feet, but normally those are meters. But maybe it's feet.
Oh,
I suppose it's feet on this map.
Well,
What a weird.
It's got one apostrophe, therefore it's inches.
Inches is 2.
That'd be crazy. Oh yeah,
That
that's
would-
right. That's right.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, it
feet.
is in feet, isn't it? Yeah. Wow. Well, this adventure was written in the UK, so
Ah, gotcha.
British.
Wish they would have used meters. Would have been easier.
so yeah. So I need to look up how many yards is and how many miles that is.
A league is approximately 3 miles.
Well, I
So
need to
one-
know the.
One subhex is about 4.26 miles.
Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it takes you almost a 20 miles. How many miles can you walk in a day in D&D? Oh,
Isn't the one hex we're in 10 leagues?
No,
Well, see, there's the big hexes and
Yeah.
there's the sub hexes that are smaller.
Right.
So get the new Dungeon Master screen out here.
It's
I think it's 26 at a normal pace. Off the top of my head.
I was thinking it was in the 20s. Let's see here,
I have
distance
a-
per day. An hour is 4 miles and 30 miles in the. Oh, that's fast travel. 3 miles,
3
an
miles an
hour
hour. Yep.
and 24 miles a day. So
I was off by 2.
Yeah, it's just your feet.
it takes you almost a day. Why does it keep erasing the damn? Somebody hitting clear drawing.
I haven't touched none.
That's weird. I don't know what the dealio is. It takes you about the first day to reach the watchtower. You guys do not run into anything interesting on that time, and you get to the first watchtower here where the road splits off.
Just out of curiosity, does it change anything if I had used Long Strider there? Like, does it matter if we get there half a day sooner, or part of the day sooner?
I mean, does Long Strider work for everybody in the party?
Oh, never mind. It's just a creature. Ignore that. I'm not doing it. Scrap it. My bad.
Suddenly, the owl takes off running, leaves
So-
you guys behind. So yeah, it takes you guys the first day to kind of get to the first watchtower, and you know most of the people here that work at this watchtower because it's one of your home bases occasionally. And they yell at you. But what is your name again?
Bubbo. Or
Bubbo.
Strix. They would probably call me Strix unless
Strix.
it's official.
Strix, what are you doing out here? You got friends.
Yes. These folks here, I met them on the road. They said there was a wood shipment missing. We've come to see if you've heard anything about it.
He says, I have not seen. How was it traveling?
Well, from what they told me, the last place it was seen was in the lumber yard, so it might not even have traveled at all, but presumably by caravan. Is that correct?
Yes, by the caravan or by the river, and then on the road. I don't know.
He go, yeah, you guys heard it was coming by cart. So, so yeah, he's like, I haven't seen anything, and no one's reported a cart or anything on the side of the road that's been abandoned. You think it's
Been
bandits?
through about 3 days ago.
He says maybe up the road at Camp Horton. Maybe they seen something. We're gonna say Camp Horton's there. Gonna give it a little bit of a distance.
I mean, have you heard of any bandits?
There's bandits all over these roads, of course, and we've run some of them off. But the Dreadwood's been kind of quiet in this region, or up to the north. By the way, this map is weird, and the north is to the goes right. It's not up. So I don't know if anybody paid attention to that. So Up north, towards the camp of Burlow, there's not been a lot of Dreadwood activity. We've seen some trolls a few weeks ago, further to the east, but
Oh,
nothing on this road. This here for Camp Horton.
well, if they hadn't made it this far south, I doubt they've made it east. So I think
Uh,
Horton is the best bet.
what are we naming this little watchtower here? What are we gonna name it, Jordan?
Crossroads.
Jordan.
I was muted. I think Crossroads sounds great.
All right. I'm
Crossroads
gonna put a
Watchtower.
C here for Crossroads. And an S for Saltmarsh. And I tried to bring the map. I tried to do the map here. For some reason, it just did not. It did not want to work. I'll have to figure that out later. All
Yeah.
right. You're welcome to stay here the evening, though, if in the tents, if you wish. Or you can head on down the road, but I don't think you'll meet Camp Horton for another half a day.
If you all want to stay and rest, I can go on ahead and inquire. Or if you'd like, we can all leave tomorrow after a good night's rest. Or if you're feeling it, we can travel half a day through, or half a night.
I don't want to risk if there are bad guys, goblins or bandits or trolls or whatever. I think it's dangerous to risk facing them exhausted. I think it's probably wise to, take a nap.
Would you all
No.
like me to go ahead and see if I can find any new information? Or should I wait and we all travel together in the morning?
So we don't know what's out there. I think waiting and traveling as a group would be the best option.
I regularly surveil these roads at night, but for your safety, if you'd like, I'll wait.
Strength in numbers, we can keep you safe too, just in case.
Sounds, Rob, like we're gonna...
Okay. So you guys they give you like your own little command tent with some cots and stuff. Elias, tell me a memory about your father. Elias.
Panic.
Sorry, I had to step out. Let my dog out. What happened?
Tell me a memory about your father.
Oh, I think my most recent memory. I think I was probably, I don't know, maybe 6 years old. The last memory, he was telling me a bedtime story, as he was about to set sail to what he claimed he was, sailing to one of the neighboring cities to go sell some goods. I never quite believed him because he always told me, fantastical tales about pirates. I think I'll have, I don't know, my last memory is just him telling me about, some famous dread pirate sea captain who for the life of me, I can't remember, as though every time I remember or get to that point in the story when he would say the dread captain so and so, it would kind of appear and turn to static, as though something won't let me remember that name. I've tried checking his journal many times, but there's no mention of anything. So my mother, before she passed, she would told me that his stories were just stories. That there was no dread captain and he was just a merchant. But in my heart, I've never believed it. But yes, my last memory is him, telling me the story of him fighting off a band of pirates and swinging ropes onto other ships and
All
fighting
right.
valiantly.
Cool. All right. The next morning, you guys wake up refreshed, and I did see Chris is supposed to be on here in a little bit. She forgot. So,
Caught up to us in the night.
yeah, she'll catch up to you guys in the night. As soon as she gets on here. But y'all wake refreshed in the morning. The cots were a little uncomfortable, but better than
Dude,
sleeping on the ground.
I slept in my shell.
Yeah.
Didn't even notice the uncomfortable cot. Slept like a baby.
I used my nice new oilskin coat as a little blanket. Quite warm.
And I would just, before we take off, I'd like to give Emilio a once over, check, make sure that he's healed up all nice. And I'm just kind of like, fingering all over his face, looking at his eyes, making him stick his tongue out, making sure, he didn't bump his head too hard from our last adventure.
Right as rain.
All right. So you guys head out in the morning after a hearty breakfast of salted fish. And you make it to Camp Horton in a half a day. Same kind of thing goes over. There's a young man who's kind of watching the gate. He kind of looks out of it a bit, looks very tired, and give me a perception check.
Everybody?
Well, what's everybody's passive
Uh-oh.
perception?
18.
Okay.
No, well, hold on. Passive perception is 15.
Okay.
I got a 14 for passive perception.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so everybody's got a pretty good high perception there. Everyone kind of notices that he's got his leg kind of tied up, and when he walks with kind of a limp, kind of. And Jordan, you know his name as Gilroy.
Gilroy. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I woke up with this pain.
Does
And,
anything else in the area look disturbed or anything like that?
What do you mean?
Does it look like there might have been, like, I don't know. He said he woke up with this random pain, and there's
Well,
this
it's not. Or,
carpet.
I'm sorry, this random gash in his leg.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, that oops, I didn't mean to.
Oh yeah, he nothing else seems to be amiss. The other guards are kind of walking around. There's several there's probably like 5 different guards at this. It's a smaller tower than the Crossroads, of course, so it's kind of a smaller camp. He's like, yeah, I woke up this morning and I had this gash in my leg.
Young man, excuse me, but I am a master of medicine, and please let me take a look and see what I can do for your troubles. And I rolled the 17 on medicine.
All right, so you kind of start working with him, and you kind of see that it looks like he's gotten a dagger in his thigh at one point. That's what the cut looks like to you.
Have you made anybody mad, lad? This looks like a dagger slash.
I've played some 3 Dragon Ante with some guards here. I took some money from them the other night in a game, but they usually don't hold grudges. I just woke up with it.
Would I be able to know if it was like poisoned at all, or is it
Yeah,
like?
you look at it. It just looks like a stab.
Oh. Any money missing? Do you have any missing money?
No, all my money's here.
Well,
Strangest thing.
put some ointment on it and,
Give me an insight check.
we have a passive insight of 15.
Oh, if I could see what that number is with my glasses, that'd be great. The bad thing about lighted dice, if they don't light up, can't really see the numbers very well. Yeah. He seems to be on the up and up to you at least. Hey, Chris.
Hello. I'm trying to
Um,
get my Discord on my computer.
Okay. So.
Well, if he's on the mend, I would just, basically, if I heal them up, just make sure he doesn't need anything else, and then I would just go about my way throughout the rest of the camp.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything while you're here?
I'd like to fly up into the air and see if there's anything I can see, that looks, I don't know, any signs of carts, tracks, anything nearby that looks unusual.
No, you don't really see anything as you kind of fly up into the air and look around.
All right.
As you guys kind of are standing around, suddenly Bonzo runs into the camp and is like, "Oh, she finally catches up to you guys from Saltmarsh. She kind of followed your trail behind. You notice that they left town early in the morning, and when you were told, you kind of started following the trail and were able to kind of be a few hours behind them, and you finally made it to them. So they're investigating. Well, I guess you guys can tell her what's going on in a second when she pops into town or into
Good morning, Bonzo.
Hello.
I see you finally caught up to us. I assume you've heard of the juicy reward?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Oh,
That's
excellent.
why I'm here.
Yeah. Well, great. I guess to get you caught up a little bit more. I don't know if you've heard of the stories of the Dreadwood, but there is a logging camp, and it appears that a shipment of wood has gone missing. As far as we know, no one knows of anything in particular. But we should get to Camp Horton by today. I don't
You
know
are
if
at Camp Horton.
Oh, never mind. Welcome to Camp Horton. We are here to ask around to see if they've heard anything.
Right.
After flying around up in the air, I see Garbanzo approach, and I fly down to greet Garbanzo. Hello.
Go ahead and describe what you look like. This is our friend Jordan, Chris. He's joining us every once in a while. I don't know how often he'll play with us, but this is my friend Jordan from the other game.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
You as well.
All right, so I fly down, say hello. You must be Garbanzo. Your friends described you. You can call me Strix. I'm a guide and patrol these roads between Saltmarsh and I forgot the other place. Whoops.
Burley. That's it. Burley.
Burley. As well as
Here
the
with me in
logging
words
camp.
again.
Nice to
Pleasure
meet you
to meet you.
too, as well. Yeah, Garbanzo.
She's a goblin.
Yeah. If the green skin don't give it away, I don't know what does.
It's the eyes and the teeth for me.
Pleasure to meet you.
Let's go.
And I would look up from healing the guard and be like, Bonzo, and reach into my bag of holding and pull out that gold skull and go over and hand it over.
Ooh, thank you.
That's worth 20 gold pieces.
Fun. We love that.
So now you have a bone and a gold bone and a gold skull.
I'm gonna have a whole collection by the end of this.
Who moved my exclamation point?
It was not me, sir.
I don't know. This thing's been doing weird shit tonight. I don't know if anybody done it. So.
Oh, is that where we are? Okay.
Yeah, you guys are at H. Sorry.
Gotcha.
So that's Camp Horton, by the way. The C is Camp Crosswood or Watchtower Crosswoods. You're at Watchtower Horton. B is for Burley, a town, and then S is for Saltmarsh. And you guys are trying to get here to the Dreadwood Logging Wood Camp.
Okay.
So so Gil, you kind of look over Gilroy. He's got a dagger. Looks like he's been stabbed with a dagger. Tack, do you report this to anybody?
So I got like, what's his station? Is he just like a lieutenant, sergeant, peon?
He's just kind of a ranger, kind of like but kind of like Strix.
Who's in charge?
In this camp, it's Sergeant Merle.
Well, I would go over and I would inform Sergeant Merle that one of his rangers has a mysterious dagger slash to the leg, but don't worry, it's not poison. Smells a little funky, but I cleaned it up.
He's like, yeah, he was acting weird earlier. I felt like he was concerned about something, but I couldn't get it out of him.
Oh. All right. Well, I would thank him for that information. I'd probably go back over to the young lad and, your sergeant seems concerned, lad.
Earl's always concerned.
But he seemed
a flesh wound, right? It's nothing serious.
Well, you don't seem to know where it came from. He doesn't know where it seemed to have come from, and he said there was something on your mind. Perhaps the two are linked together.
Give me another insight check.
19. You can't lie to me. Better tell the truth, buddy.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah. He kind of when he says this to you, he kind of you kind of see like a flash of like worry come across his face that he tries to mask, but he's unable to mask this worry.
Son, there's no need to worry. With my party around, we're a group of adventurers, well handled. I'm one with nature, master of medicine. There's nothing that we can't handle, so please tell me, what is concerning you so?
He says, I kind of have a little bit of missing time. I remember doing some patrols at the edge of the Dreadwood, and then I don't remember anything after that, and I just woke up in this bed.
Did you eat any mushrooms?
No, I just had my rations that I normally carry in my pouch.
Were there any strange fog?
I don't remember any strange fog. I literally just remember I was walking in the woods, and I think I heard a sound, and then I woke up here. and it was the next morning.
What would I need to roll to know potentially what would a sound that would cause memory loss?
Siren.
Oh, I don't know that, Joe. I need to know what I need to roll.
Give me a nature check.
Fuck.
Or no, he probably won't get a high roll on that.
No, I fucking won't.
Oh, I thought you would. Damn.
I only have a +1 on nature, but medicine, insight, dude. Ooh.
I guess we'll never know.
Fuck. All right. Well, I'm gonna go report. I'm gonna tell him not to worry. I'm gonna, give him the old calming grandpa spiel, pat him on the shoulder, and say it's fine. And then I'm gonna go report this to the group, and hopefully, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us, somebody can roll higher than a 7. Anybody want to take a stab at a nature roll?
Yeah, why not?
Try.
God, I hope
13. 13. Ooh, 9. Not so good. The 13's pretty. 6. Ooh.
No, I know.
2. What's 13 get us, Rob? Anything?
So, I will say, like, most of you are like, there's just so many things in the Dreadwood that you guys can't focus.
Probably an owlbear, panther.
Yeah, it's a. Chris, you don't know exactly what it could be, but you do know there is a lot of things that can charm people in the woods.
Gotcha.
So it could be a hag, it could be a dryad, it could be a nymph, it could be anything out there in the Dreadwoods that. But hearing a sound and then not remembering anything could be a lot of creatures. And you do know that. Everybody, give me a history roll of the Dreadwoods. Advantage. Give me advantage for everybody because everybody's lived here long enough. And so.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not as awful as it could have been. You get advantage, so you get to roll it again and take the highest.
Okay. I thought I rolled a natural 1 for a second. That's better.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, I live in the woods.
So, did anybody roll lower than a 15?
Yes.
Who?
I got a 9.
Oh, for both?
Yeah.
So everybody but Krathi, who spent a lot more time on the ship than on land, probably.
I ain't going to the woods.
You do know that the Dreadwoods has a hag that lives in it, who lives pretty deep in the woods, and everybody kind of fears her. Her name is Granny Nightshade, and she has all kinds of supernatural creatures, goblins and trolls, and other dastardly creatures of the Dreadwood. But the Dreadwood is also home to all kinds of supernatural creatures. There's just a plethora of them. But Granny Nightshade is the scariest thing in the woods.
Krathi, lad, I've heard tales of a hag named Granny Nightgown. She lives out in the forest, and she has a myriad of creatures under her control, some trolls, dryads. But don't fear, son. You're strong. I believe Nightgown is no match for us.
Why would I be afraid of a grandma?
That's a good lad.
There's lots of reasons to be afraid of this one. One of which is, well, no, never mind. I don't know what I was going to say. I believe her name is Granny Nightshade, though.
Yes. Bird person, that's what I said. Granny Nightgown. With your with your strong bow at our side, no worries.
Chris, you being a goblin, would you have had any dealings with Granny Nightshade. We'll let you develop your character.
Well, it's possible that I've had maybe one or two, but definitely probably would have been a little sketched out
Gotcha.
by her.
Yeah. All right.
Did your family had dealings with Granny
Eh?
Nightshade? I'm not sure if I guess I don't know Goblin society. Your clan? Did you escape her influence?
I left mine.
Oh,
I did not enjoy my group of people.
do you mind if I asked what happened?
Too much tradition, too much gender roles, and I just don't. I wanted to be on my own. I was sick of it. It's much more peaceful living alone.
Walk your own path. I can respect that.
The woods are much nicer than my people.
Well, I'm glad to have you.
Not a bad group.
Oh. All right. Anything else you guys are going to do before you head off to Camp Burlow?
I assume we asked them like, hey, have you? The sergeant talked to him. Has he seen a cart within the past 4 days that was supposed to come through here? Did it pass through?
He's like, I have not seen a cart. Usually we send some men to Burlow, but we had an incident with a troll in the woods. Somewhere over this way, some trolls had been spotted in the area, and were scaring one of the halfling villages nearby. So we had to go take care of that. Lots of trolls in this area this time of year.
I would ask the sergeant, has anybody else experienced missing time?
He says, no. Who's experienced missing time?
What was the other guy's name?
Gilroy.
Yes, it seems your young Ranger Gilroy, that worried look that was on his face was due to some missing time. The other day when he was on his patrol, he remembers being in the woods and then in his cot, and that would explain the mysterious gash on his leg.
Interesting. Well, that explains why he was hiding, or he seemed to be hiding something. He was very nervous about this then.
It has seemed to have shaken him to his core, but don't be too harsh on the young lad.
All right. I'll let him rest for a few days and let that leg heal up. And then we may take him back to Burley and let him recuperate there a little bit longer. And yeah, I probably won't take it too hard on the boy. I don't know what he ran into in the woods, but it's that's very interesting. Maybe we'll double patrols along the road for a few days to make sure there's not any creatures out here. Sirens, ne'er-do-wells.
I don't think sirens would be in the woods.
You don't know anything about sirens, boy. No, just kidding. You probably do. 30 man. Man of the sea.
Have you met sirens before, Krathi?
Well, it's the old wives' tale of people on the ocean that call sailors overboard.
I will tell you that in town, there has been always a legend.
The old stone.
Yeah, the old stone was where a siren soul has been trapped, and that's why the fishing is so good. You kind of all have heard that tale.
Sirens are directly related to the sea.
That's why I tend to avoid it.
All right. What are you guys doing now?
Guess we're gonna go to this frickin' forest and go knock on Granny Nightgown's hut.
That is not what you guys were doing.
To the next camp.
I don't think I'll join you if you want to go speak with Granny Nightshade. That's
No.
above my pay grade.
We're just going to the wood encampment.
Yeah, we're just going to the logging camp and asking them, if they sent their cart even.
Oh, I'll happily join you there. That's off this direction.
Yes.
Right. So you guys headed out?
Mhm.
All right. So it takes you kind of the rest of the day to kind of get there, and you kind of get there just as the sun is starting to set. And hopefully this map loads up for you guys.
A map.
Oh, look
From
at that.
Cartos.
Fancy.
Blood.
So as you guys approach town, you see, as you kind of come in from here to the south into this map, you see a dragonborn who's laying here dead. A dwarf man laying here like he just come out of the tent and died. And a little further up, you see two more people laying dead.
Are any of
Yeah.
these people that I would have recognized or have an emotional reaction to seeing dead?
You've probably been to this town. You know these are several of the loggers that live here at this town and provide the wood that they ship off. And you can see right here, looks like there's a load of wood that was loaded up and was probably headed towards Saltmarsh.
Gotcha. I'll
That
say I
solves our
would have
mystery.
been flying ahead, or like flying, so I probably would have seen this before and dropped down and let them know before we got to camp. Not flying ahead, but up above. For whatever that's worth. I would have cast a magic stone on 3 stones that I have setting in 3 of my slings, just in case.
Okay.
I'll pull out my axe.
So I'll have
Okay.
planned it and described to everybody what the scene looks like as we approach it, so everybody's got stuff ready if they needed to get anything ready, just in case. Up ahead,
Sure.
the bodies of the loggers are strewn about the camp. They've clearly been attacked. I don't know if you all want to proceed and investigate or if we should go back to the watchtower. It's not
We should-
pretty.
Probably find out all we can.
Was there any beasts of burden to pull the cart? Any corpses or tracks? Oxen, horses?
You see like horse like tracks or you see oxen tracks that kind of leave town. Like it looks like they may have been milling about. You find a lot of scat along like the road and stuff, and kind of goes off trail as if they've been kind of like moseying on. Um,
So
if you
whatever it
do
is didn't kill them.
correct.
Presumably.
Do we want to go into the town to investigate?
I think
Aye.
that's our. We should.
Yeah.
We're supposed to find out what happened, and the only way to do that is to go. So
I'm gonna fly up and look around again real quick to see if there's any signs of anything that might attack us while we're there.
You don't see anything around, at least from the outside.
All right. I'll let everybody know what I did and didn't see. And I'm ready to proceed if they are.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you guys doing when you come into town?
I want to go take a look at the bodies and see what sort of wounds they have. If they have stab marks, and specifically if any of them have a bloody knife.
And I will I will follow behind him and do the same thing.
All right.
Do I need to give you an investigation roll or a medicine check?
Yeah, give me. Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to look at the bodies and figure out what killed them, or if they've got or anything like that, then you'd give me a medicine check. If you're like looking to investigate tracks and stuff like that, it would be an investigation roll.
Nope. I just want to know how they died, what the stab wounds, bite wounds look like.
I fall behind Tack, but I look out in like near the woods to see if there's any movement or anything.
So do I need to give you a roll for each body?
No, just give me one roll.
Okay. 16.
And, so the first body you come to, you notice that there are arrows protruding out of their chest.
Ooh.
And a few of them that might have been had their backs turned have arrows in their backs. So these two guys here, they kind of fell over, but they have arrows in their back. This one here has an arrow in his chest. This one here looks like he was trying to crawl out of the tent and got like an arrow in the throat. And this guy also got an arrow in the back.
And then what would I need to roll to try to see if I know where the arrows came from? Like, are they orc arrows, goblin arrows?
So give me.
I want to look for tracks, see if what kind of footprints I can find.
All right,
look
so
for a dagger in the guy who got shot in the chest.
So, give me you guys give me an investigation roll each for what you're looking for. Garbanzo and Nora, what are you guys doing?
Can we do my passive investigation?
Nice.
I'm probably gonna investigate one of these little cabins.
Okay.
The outside first, at least.
Yeah, there are windows that you can look into as well. So, which cabin are you looking into?
How do I do the thing? The first one on the right.
Okay. Real quick, Tag. Wait, hold on. Tag. Oh, that's his medicine roll. Elias, you do find some boot prints. And you do realize that the boot prints, the way that they're the ones leaving, you notice that there is a little bit of blood trickling down, and it looks like a boot print of somebody that's walking and then shuffling with a different leg. So it's like drag, it's like step, drag, step, drag. And the step drag kind of happens like kind of up here. Tack, you look at these arrows and they just look like arrows to you. You don't notice anything. Jordan, what were you doing?
Basically, I'm looking for anything that they fought back with, specifically a dagger that may have, say, been stabbed into somebody's leg.
You didn't see the dagger, at least anywhere outside. You do notice that, but I will say, since with that investigation roll, these look like the arrows that you carry yourself, and that is provided by the Rangers from Burley.
I assumed as much. I let everybody know.
Chris, are you looking in the window over here?
Yeah.
All right,
Actually,
so
I don't let everybody know. Sorry about that.
You see another body laying in the floor and some blood on the table, and he has an arrow sticking out of his chest. And inside this room is just kind of like a little food area, or like a little sitting area for like a break room and stuff. And you see like a man laying on the floor with an arrow sticking out of his chest.
Okay.
And it looks like maybe it was shot. Like as soon as that door opened, he shot this person, and they just kind of fell back out of their chair and landed on the floor, and that's why there's blood that squirted out onto the table.
Gotcha.
What about you, Nora? What are you doing?
I'm probably gonna be guarding Elias, while he investigates, like standing, watching his back.
Okay. Krathi, what were you doing?
I'm just beside Tack, looking
Okay.
for any hostiles.
Yeah. Everything around here seems seems calm. The birds are still chirping and stuff. You did see a few vultures that kind of flew off when you guys came into town. Actually, they kind of flew off when Babu. What is your name again?
Bubbo or Strix.
Bubbo. Strix. When Strix was flying over, he kind of scared off the vultures because him being a bigger bird of prey, they kind of flew off. But they had been kind of eating away at these bodies. Tack, you did notice when you did the medical check that they've probably been dead about 4 days.
Mm.
They're starting to, they've had their eyeballs pecked out and stuff. Except for the ones inside the building, the birds weren't able to get into. Garbanzo, what you've checked in that room? Have you told people what you found?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and shout it. There's another body in there, but otherwise it's clear. Do we need? I mean, I'll go check the window of the other cabin as well.
Okay. When you look in that window, kind of the same thing. You see blood on the desk and another body that's laying on the floor. And you do notice in the back here, there's a door that is closed.
Okay. I'll go ahead and let everybody know there is a door in this one that is shut, so there's a possibility that somebody could be in there or something. But otherwise, there's just another body in this room, this cabin as well.
Can I search this cabin, the one that's most recently been checked?
This
for
one?
that dagger specifically? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one that the footprints were leading from, right?
Yeah. Yeah, would you kind of step in there? You do see a dagger laying on the floor next to this guy. It looks like he has a couple arrow wounds in him. And yeah, the dagger looks like it is covered in blood as well and just laying here on the floor. And when you walk in here, your passive perception, you hear crying from this door back here.
I'd like to pick up the dagger and pocket it, and then shout to everyone that there's somebody crying, or there's somebody here. And then go to the door and say, hello? Is anyone in there?
You hear the sounds of someone trying to stifle their cry out of fear.
I hear you in there. I'm not here to hurt you. You just came from the
That's what he
Crossroads
said.
watch post. Who?
You're a ranger?
Yes.
Oh God, no! He's back.
I can leave if it makes you feel more comfortable. I'm here with other travelers as well. We came to see what happened. Would you like me to go and have one of them take my place to talk with you?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. I explained. There's someone in the room back there, but they're wary of the rangers. I think that ranger at the Crossroads Tower may have done this. I found this knife by the desk. The person doesn't want me to talk with them because they're afraid of rangers. Can one of you try and help calm them?
I can certainly try, yeah. I concur with your assessment, by the way. I found suspicious limping tracks coming from this door specifically. For this hut.
Well, I will leave so that you can talk to them in peace without them being afraid of me. I'm going to fly up and make sure nobody's coming our way. If you need anything, shout and I'll be back.
Okay.
All
Good
right,
luck.
so you're gonna walk up to the door.
I'll follow
Yeah.
behind them.
You kind of hear the crying inside the door or behind the door.
I'll give a knock. I'm assuming I'm the least scary looking person in the party.
No, let the goblin go knock on the door.
Might scare the living crap out of this poor person.
She says, "Is the ranger gone?"
Yeah.
And she says, "Was he a dark-haired man, a human man with a leather jerkin on?"
No. I think I'm the only dark-haired man around.
Are you a ranger?
I am not. Couldn't be me. My name is Elias Blackwood, head of the Blackwood Detective Agency.
Oh.
Can you tell me what happened?
She says, "So the ranger that's with you guys, he's not a human man?"
No, he's a kind of a cool looking owl man.
All right. So you hear some sounds like crates being pushed away from a door. And a woman steps out. Um, she's kind of dressed. She's like the cook. You notice that her clothes are very filthy. There's kind of an odor coming from this room. You think she's actually been living here, living off the stored food in this little kitchen for the last
I
4
moved the
days.
dead body out before I.
Yeah. She's like, several days ago, I've been trapped in this room because there was a man. He just started killing everybody in town, and I ran in here and hid. And our boss, Branson, he told me to go hide. He would take care of the man, so he waited by the door, and the man came in, and I heard a struggle for a second, and then I heard Branson die, and I pushed some crates in front of the door so I wouldn't see it. But I seen the man when he came into town, and he looked like this man. And she described him again, and it's the same description as you would say of Gilroy.
Single individual?
Yes. He had dead eyes.
And he attempted to speak with you?
No, I just seen him and ran because he started killing people. Like, he did it so fast, like, people were just in shock. People were just dropping. And I told Branson that a man was coming in, and he told me to get in there and hide. He would take care of the man, but he died also. And I haven't heard any stirrings of anybody else here in the cabins since. Branson, he says, Branson told me when we first came out here that some of the other loggers refused to log in this area, and so when he got here and he did his he kind of investigated around. He was like, he didn't understand why. He thought it would be perfectly fine to log here. There was lots of strong trees here, and it was such a beautiful place and for logging, and he wasn't going to let anything deter him. And everything's been fine here. No one's had any trouble until this happened. We've been here a few months. We just kind of gotten deeper and deeper into the Dreadwoods, of course, but we still hadn't gotten past the 10-mile border, where the Nightshades live.
Do you think? I mean, what do you know of Granny? Was it Wisp?
Granny
Nightshade.
Nightshade.
Grey Nightshade.
Yeah.
What do you think she could have expanded her territory?
I don't know. I mean, most of us always thought she was just a scary fairy tale. But being up here in the Dreadwoods, you learn more things, and the Rangers tell of her, and the Rangers have to fight off the trolls and stuff. So, we've had a good relationship with the Rangers till they came in and killed everybody.
Well, I think if there's one thing I've learned from founding a detective agency is that sometimes fairy tales can have more truth to them than what we might hope.
She says, there are some maps there on the table, Branson's, which show the area where we've been cutting wood. I don't know if that's been an issue or anything. If you guys want to go out there and investigate.
Had any of the loggers ventured into the woods, like on their own, and perhaps angered?
No. We usually don't go in the woods alone. When you hear the stories of the Dreadwood.
Right. Well, I mean, would you like to come out and meet everyone? I mean, we can assure you that you are safe.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I'll lead her out of the cottage. And
she's a human woman, kind of like wearing a maid's outfit, kind of like a maid and a cook, with an apron, soiled pretty heavily. Looks very scared. Looks like she's been crying for days. She kind of looks around at everybody. She gives the goblin a frightful look, but kind of seems to calm down. Like she's seen worse stuff in the last 4 days with all the death.
I'll kind of put my hands up to show that I'm not doing anything suspicious. Maybe it'll help her feel a little bit better.
She's like, okay. And what's the rest of y'all doing as this is going on?
I would basically, I rolled a 15. I would probably make sure that there are no wounds, no anything going wrong with her, and then ask her if she's experienced any missing time, and kind of explain what we found out about the ranger, that we think that something more mysterious is going on. But I just want to make sure that she's healthy and, no signs of starvation and things like that.
She's not really starving, but she looks maybe a little dehydrated. There wasn't as much water in there, and she even tells you that if she didn't get out of that, she's been kind of sparing with her water, and she's like, if she didn't get out of there soon, she would have to leave just to go get water.
I think I probably would pull some water out of my adventurer's pack and give her some of my water.
Yeah, she just chugs it down. Not quickly, because she knows that'll make her sick, but she says she did have food, but she has not had any real sunlight or ale that's probably or stale air. There's been a lot of stale air in that room.
Yeah.
She did not leave that room.
We should probably not let her go outside with all those dead bodies.
She did step out already.
Oh, she's outside.
Yeah, she's outside.
I've been here for days, so I mean, I'm sure she's seen them, but
did she experience any missing time at all? Did she say?
No. What did you say, Kiz? You were going to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna offer her my coat to kind of cover up her soiled outfit.
Okay. She's like, thank you, ma'am. She's like, no, I haven't. She goes, well, it's hard to tell if she's had any missing time because she's been in a room for the last 4 days. She's like, so, time just it's kind of weird when you can't leave a room that's 10 feet by 10 feet by 5 feet. So, yeah, she's just she slept when she could. She barricaded herself in there out of fear. So time is just kind of wonky.
Gotcha.
Is there? Could I have found like a shovel or something around here?
Yeah, you could find a shovel pretty easily.
I think while people were talking with the kid, I would be digging like a big grave for all these people,
Okay.
so the vultures don't keep getting at them.
Yeah.
And I can dig pretty quick for strong.
I'd like to cast Detect Magic while I'm flying around to see if there's, I mean, basically in the camp to see if there's anything magic happening that's like affecting anything.
No, you don't find anything magical around here.
All right.
Nothing pops up on the radar.
Just want to make sure the lady's not the hag in disguise. I'm gonna keep flying until they tell me it's okay to come down, because I don't want to scare the lady, and I told her I would leave.
She just says, "Oh, is that the ranger that's here? He's fine. That's not even a human."
Yeah, I'll wave you down.
All right. Right. I'll come on.
All right.
So do we have, I mean, do we like have anywhere to send her safely, or like, is she going to be cool with like hiding out in that cabin until we return to figure out what's going on?
That's, I mean, she doesn't mind. Well, she's like, with all the blood, she's kind of uncomfortable about sleeping in that cabin. If you guys move that table out and the body, she might be more comfortable.
Oh, definitely do that. Yeah.
I mean, she can come with us back to Saltmarsh, but
I mean, I would assume we'd have to go like on the area of the map, the logging map, and like figure out more clues, so we just can't like send her on her way. We probably don't want to have her going around to the ranger camp because she's going to freak out.
It might be a good idea to avoid taking her to the ranger camp, at least if he's still there. Even if he didn't know what he was doing, it would probably be pretty traumatizing.
Yeah, so the least we could do is at least make the cabin comfortable and then figure out what's going on.
I can fly ahead, talk to them, and have them escort my fellow ranger into town for questioning. That way he's not there when you all get there.
Yeah,
That could work.
it's late night too, so or it's getting not late night, but it's just like sundown. The sun will be setting soon, so I doubt you guys will be running into the woods immediately.
Right. A task for the morning.
Well, we should definitely get the place cleaned up.
Yeah.
We're probably going to have to camp here for the night.
Yeah, so at that point, I'll help get the bodies into the grave that they were digging.
Okay. Elias, what are you gonna do to get the camp ready?
I don't know. I'm pretty spooked by witches.
I'll tug Elias to the cabin and we'll start trying to make it more comfortable.
Yeah, we could try to barricade.
Or like
Just in
clean up
case.
the blood.
True.
We don't know what caused that soldier to attack everyone. We should be very cautious. If it was a charm, any of us could potentially be susceptible to it too, as long as we don't know what it was.
And with that, you guys buried all of the bodies.
Well, our feathered friend has a point. Maybe we should, take the watch shifts in 2 and... Oh shit! That map's animated. It's got a little fire going on down
I
there.
put the fire in there.
That's fucking cool.
All right. Oh yeah, let me clean up the blood. Hold on. So yeah, you guys kind of spend the evening. Are you gonna send Jordan ahead to the camp, or to?
Yeah, to at least get arrangements made for Gilroy.
I think it's
to
a good
leave.
idea. In case y'all are nervous, this is, at least lore-wise, this is what my character does all the time. They mostly patrol at night and fly.
Gotcha. All right.
At least that's what the
I mean,
canon is in my head. So
I'll trust you, Sticks. You do your job.
Get there a lot faster than the rest of us. Except maybe
you all-
Tack.
do you all feel safe enough here if I go on ahead?
I think if our survivor was able to survive, then we should be able to as well.
Yeah. As long as we all
Very
take watches, we'll be alright.
All right. So Jordan, you go ahead and you get there probably just about the end of just as sun's gone down and people are doing the night patrol. You tell them what's going on.
I go ahead and give him the dagger too.
Do you think this is the weapon that stabbed our man?
I think there's a good chance. I think it's worth checking.
So should I put him under arrest?
The witness says that he seemed to have dead eyes and not act in a rational way, but even if he was charmed, he might still be charmed. I think it's not a bad idea. You can explain to him why, and maybe he's not at fault for this, but it never hurts to be cautious.
He says he tells one of his subordinates to go bring him in. He's like, hey, oh my god, what is your fucking character's name?
Strix.
Strix. Yeah, Strix. He's like, Strix, you've returned. They told me to come here and see the sergeant. Did you guys go to Burlow's camp?
We did.
Is everything okay there?
I'm afraid it's not. And I'm
Son?
afraid you may have been involved.
Son, I'm afraid for right now, we're going to have to arrest you. He's like, what? What do you mean arrest me? I haven't done anything. And he's like, we don't think you did it on purpose. What happened? What happened, Strix? What happened?
Everyone at the camp was dead. There was a
Everyone?
knife by one of the bodies that held this dagger
He
that
kind of
resembles
reaches
the
down
stab wound on your leg.
and he touches his leg where he'd been stabbed. It's like, no, I didn't do it. I don't remember any of this. Why are you arresting me?
Well, because if it was you and you're charmed, you might still be charmed.
It's all
We
right,
need to take-
son.
All the precautions we can.
I don't necessarily think you did it on purpose. I don't think you even knew that you did it. But that means that there's something out there in those woods. And it's bad if it's charming people. And we should find a way to figure out what happened out there. And Strix, I'm sure that you've already got a group out there. I'm pretty sure you're going to investigate it, right?
I can if you'd like me to.
I think that would be best. And I almost think it'll be a good idea to to make sure that this camp never reopens until you at least find out what's going on there.
I don't think
I'll-
that'd be a bad idea. There
So
was a
now-
survivor. I apologize. I know I said everyone was dead, but there was one survivor I don't remember what her name was. Apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry. She did have a name, and I never told you guys that. Her name was Hilda Rainvapor.
Hilda survived. I don't know
Ah.
if I would have known her or not, but
Yeah,
she's
you
at
probably
the camp now. But
she's been the cook.
gotcha. Well, she didn't recognize my voice, so I wasn't sure if she would know who I was or not.
That's true. She was
Fair enough.
terrified.
That's fair. That's fair. Yes, Hilda survived by barricading herself in a room. She claimed that one of the guides with dark hair, one of the rangers with dark hair, killed everyone, and that she was only able to survive by barricading herself. I'm afraid if it is you that's done it, whether under your own power or not, seeing you might be traumatic for her. And I want to make sure that we can bring her back to safety away from the camp.
He's like, I'll have Gilroy move to Camp Crossroads in the morning before she would arrive. Son, it's just a precaution. As long as you show no signs of being under control of something and we get you away from that camp, we might keep you locked up in Burley for a few days, but don't take it personally. It's just a precaution.
Can I cast Detect Magic again?
Yeah.
Just to see if he's under any kind of charm. All right, so
no,
I cast
he's fine. You don't see anything like that, any kind of magic.
If he was charmed before, it seems as though he's not charmed any longer. I couldn't detect any magic on him.
All right, he's like good. Then that means I'm even more willing to to allow you to get out of this circumstance quicker. But for now, we're going to move you Camp Crossroads and go from there. Then we may not even take you all the way to Burley. And Strix, thank you for your cooperation. And hopefully you can return to your return back to the camp and investigate this.
Will do, sir.
All right, back at the camp. Are you guys setting up a watch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you guys setting up the watch at? Kind of where are you where's everybody going to stay at? What's going on? How's this going to be set up?
I would probably say I would be somewhere in there. I'm old.
Hold on. Let me put you guys on the map here. You guys can move yourselves around where you want to be. Where you want to be. And Strix will be back. Oh no, what have I done? I opened up Strix's sheet. That is not what I wanted to do. Did I get everybody?
I'd be sitting on that little stump of a log right there.
Oh, and Chris, you can also give yourself a long rest on the character sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. That way you get your hit points all back and stuff.
Yeah. There we go. Thank you.
All right. So what's the night what is the stealth the camp the watch, oh my god, words, what are these words?
I'm gonna go
watch order?
numero uno so I can get to bed because I'm old, I'm tired.
All right, so say probably there's 4 watches for the night. Who's taking second watch?
I guess me and Elias can take second.
All right, third watch.
Yeah.
I'll take third.
All right, and fourth.
Alright.
All right. So go ahead.
Do we want to double up on watch it, like people for watches, so we don't get charmed?
We're doubled up.
Might be smart.
So maybe 3 watches a night.
I'd assume that it wouldn't take Strix very long to fly back from the camp, so I would probably say me and him can do first watch.
Sounds good to me.
So I guess that means
All
Nora and Elias and
Our second
Garbanzo
and
and Krathi.
yeah. 1/3.
Okay. So yeah, all right, everything looks like it went okay through the night. And you guys wake refreshed in the morning. And honestly, I think that's probably a good place to stop since it's almost midnight.
That's fair.
Okay.
So, all right. That concludes our adventure. And in 2 weeks, we will pick up where we left off.
Let's see, what's in 2 weeks? The 6th?
Yep.
D&D's in 2 weeks.
No, wait. Six. Yeah, it's hold on. D&D's in 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, it's the 6th.
And next
If anybody
week
wants
will
to...
be the other game?
Huh? What'd you say, Joe?
Is next week still the other game?
Yeah, it's still the other game.
Cool.
If anybody wants to help me workshop a better Owlin voice, mine was definitely inconsistent, and I want it to be a specific, strange character voice.
Inconsistent and D&D voices go hand in hand.
No. I'm not going to have the same curse you do, Rob. I'm going to stick to my voice.
Rob is old and forgetful. All right. So yeah, if you want to end the stream.
Yep.
Preston.
I'm going to say your goodbyes.
Everybody, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, and welcome from the party.
All right.
The cast at Pixelated Paranormal would like to thank you for listening to this week's episode. Pixelated Paranormal is here to tell you tales of the fantastical, the strange, the unknown. Tales that will move you a little further down the paranormal highway. If you'd like to share your own listener story, we would love to hear it. Email us at pixelatedparanormal@gmail.com. Again, that's pixelatedparanormal@gmail.com. We'd really love to hear from you. Again, thanks for listening to this week's episode of Pixelated Paranormal, your guide to the unusual and the strange.